what was I thinking? I applied to be a pattern tester and I actually got in, and I know a little bit about sewing, and I even did a pop-up shop and I started a little business. It was super fun. But to become a pattern tester means testing out instructions that have never been read before by strangers. I was reading these instructions for the first time, not knowing if it was going to turn out or not, and not exactly understanding it. And so she said, oh, you can email with me with any questions. But I was like, no, I want to figure this out. And so I tried, and I was like, scratch that, that didn't work. And so it became a mock-up, and then I tried again, and it worked out a lot better. And so you're going to see kind of the process and kind of what went down and what I changed and what actually happened.
Creating something tangible meant I had to print out basically all the PDF files, and it was about, I want to say 17 pages, I think, for view A, the lowest pattern. And so I printed that out, and then I had to cut it out and piece it all together. And so that process takes quite a while for me, and I always forget about it. I'm always just like, I want to sew immediately, and I want to try it on my baby, and I can't because you have to first get the file open on your computer, and my computer is pretty slow. And then you have to, you can put it into Adobe Acrobat and click on the different layers for which size you want. So I did that. So I did 12 months only. So I took out all the other penciled or marked lines, and that's kind of nice. It simplifies it. And then you print it, and then you have to cut it, and then you have to tape it. And sometimes the instructions are super weird, and you'll see.
So my husband and I figured out how to put this together because there was no actual instructions on the tester piece of how to put it together. And so I'm going to actually put that in my notes of maybe I'm dumb, but I don't actually know how to use this and put it together, because there's 3 different pieces and you have to tape it together. And usually the only patterns I've done is Little Lizard King, which has the illustrations, and then I kind of just look at it. But this says 1A, and this says, no, it says 2A. I wrote it on the back. This says 2B, and this part was 3B. And then you tape it 1B, 2B, and 3B. And maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I should have known how to do that, but I didn't. So we're working with what we figured out. And then on the notes, I'm not sure if she's going to implement it because maybe everyone knows, but I didn't. And so I'll just say maybe put something about 1A, 2, or 2B, 2B, and 2C going together, and 1A, 1B, and 1C, and so on. And maybe that was somewhere, and I didn't see it, but I looked, I really did. So, there we go.
once I have my matcha all ready to go and my waffles that I heated up from the fridge, it is time for my Bible reading. And I also like to do a little bit of Lectio Divina or Ignatian prayer sometimes. And so I do that while watching someone go through it with me. And then I have my Bible time and my breakfast before my baby wakes up in the morning. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but usually it does. We have about 11 days before the end time of the tester when I need to submit everything and all the photos and stuff. So that's good because currently I don't have my phone. It is stuck in the piano somewhere and super hard to explain, but it like went down in the lip of the piano. I have a grand piano and is currently inaccessible. So also today it snowed all day long, and so we're snowed in, which is beautiful, but I can't go anywhere and I have no phone, and my baby and I are also coming down with colds, and so today was a very strange day. So I was like, alright, I'm semi-close to the cutoff date that when I need to submit that all the photos for the tester project. So I figured I could just work on the binding and the sleeves, and I've been doing that along with everything else around the house. So I'm not that confident, honestly. I feel a lot more confident about doing little dresses, but this pattern has binding, which I'm used to doing like a lining instead of binding. But it's good practice for me to try binding out, and also I'm doing snaps, and I have not done snaps on a garment before. I've tried out the snap gun, but it was really hard to figure out,
but I'm like, okay, this tester is gonna push me my limits with how to do the binding and how to do snaps. And so I'm excited for that, and I'll see if I can wrap my head around it today, because with a cold, like, you know how stuffy your head gets, it's hard to think, and it's hard to be creative, but I'm gonna try to push through and see what I can get done. So you'll see I'm attaching that little tie. It's in between the seams, so that's kind of cool how that ended up working out.
So recently on my YouTube channel, I got a comment asking me to tell them more about the Singer machine that I use. And it's kind of cool because it was handed down through the generation. So my great grandma had it, and it's like a Singer Genie, and it's from the 1970s. That's why it kind of has that groovy panel on it, which is cool. And it works great. I love it. And it's simple, but I don't need a super complicated machine. I like that it doesn't have a big screen on it or anything like that, like the modern day ones do. And I like that it's handed down. So that's kind of the story behind my sewing machine. And sorry, he is chatting with me while I'm chatting. She thinks I'm talking to her, which I totally can after I finish this.
So I'm just working on the intricate leg openings. There are 3 different ones that have the elastic in them and then sewn like this, and then this will go over on the other side, and I'll have to sew there too. So it's quite intricate, and I totally know I'm outside my comfort zone, but this is what we're doing. Should probably actually drink some more water or tea. That'll help my brain fog currently. But I think I'm doing it right. I did one and it turned out okay. Okay, meaning there's a little hole that I'll have to fix. So I just attached the elastic into the leg opening. Okay, here's what we're talking about. See, this is on the wrong side. The seam is right here, but I just sewed this together, and then we're supposed to flip it so that way it goes like this, and it's on the outer edge, and you're supposed to top stitch along here, and then it's supposed to look nice like this. Yeah? Yeah, I think. That's what I think the instructions said. It looks a bit wonky. I think I just need to refine my stitches maybe, or the elastic. I'm not sure. We'll see once it gets all done if I'm doing it right. Alright, some time has passed and I actually finished it. I did the snaps in a different way. So you'll see I did just the snaps that are already on this like bias tape. Super easy and cheating, I know, but I decided that this would be my mock-up because I did not like how I did it. And so I think I know how to do it better now, and I want to actually do a better job with nice fabric. You can tell this is like a bland old flannel. So I'm glad I did this mock-up, but I'm going to try to do even a better one for the pictures. It's getting very dark in here, but hopefully just a little update on the snow. It is now melting, which is great. But since it's dark outside, or almost dark, I feel like it's gonna drop below freezing again. And I could check my weather on my computer, but it's been really nice being phone free. And so all I did on my computer was check my emails and do a little bit of communication through there, so that let people know I not on my phone for text, but I also put on classical music all day today, and that was lovely. And then I put on soundtracks from like BBC period dramas, Persuasion, Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, Cranford, North and South, all of those I love. And Chubby is coming toward the camera stand, so she might knock you over, we'll see. Huh? What do you think? What do you think? Why am I talking to the camera? Is that funny? Yeah. You want to talk too? Anyway, I'll let you go before she knocks you over. Bye. What are you doing? What do you think? You eating something? Oh. Here, gross.
So since I didn't like that original pattern that I did, I decided it was going to be my mock-up, that flannel kind of grayish fabric. And so I decided to use some of fabric that I've actually created. So I took pattern design last year with Bonnie Christine's kind of workshop and decided to create a bunch of my own fabric and use that. And so these were scraps actually from my niece's pillowcases. I made them for Christmas, and they had their names on it, but I used all the name portion for their pillowcase, and this was all just scraps of like bows and teacups and pearls that I had watercolored and inked out. And so I was like, I just had to sew them together, and there's a seam, but you don't really notice it. And so I decided to use that for the final product. I'm just going to explain a little bit about the binding, because I was very confused with it at first, because I'm used to having binding like so, where you crease in the middle and then put it over the fabric. I don't know, that's why I've always just done, because that made sense to me. But here in Rooney's sewing pattern, she was saying to fold it over in the middle, so crease it, and then put it on the wrong side. So I did that, and then you fold it over and sew along here, and you'll see I already did the binding here, but the right side looks nice and the wrong side has just that crease over on the inside. So it looks really nice. So I did that and I love it. It was actually really fun to finish the final product and love it, since I didn't love the mock-up and I was a little bit scared to do it the second time and not love it, but I actually really enjoyed the whole process again, and being able to see it on my baby was really cool, and she was just so cute. And obviously, like, she'd wear pants because this is the winter months and it's February and it's cold out, but I just wanted to see it on her kind of fitted and have you see it too, to see how the leg holes worked actually with the binding, and it all turned out really good. So she is wearing the 12-month-old Lois pattern, but she's actually just turned 9 months, and she is big for her age a little bit, not a huge amount. So, but she's wearing all like 9 to 12-month clothes anyway, so I knew that she would be able to fit it most likely, since she's wearing standard sizes of the 12 months usually. So this is the final product, and it's all kind of wrinkly because I just washed it, but it has the tie here, and it has, I actually should have done a snap here, I didn't. I was like, I'm not going to do that, and it stays up pretty fine. But I did add a snap here, and then there's the snaps at the bottom, the diaper crotch area. I did end up not doing the snap gun ever. I was like, I really like this, just sewing this bias tape with the snaps already on it. Super easy, and so I just did that. And I used the knit fabric here, so it stretches a little bit, instead of doing the elastic, and that was a lot easier. And I did the binding right, like that. So, this is also the fabric. I made the fabric, so I watercolored these teacups and watercolored everything on it. So thank you so much for watching my channel and my little pattern testing process. I really appreciate if you would put any input if you pattern tested and what you thought about the whole process, and if you didn't know how the instructions worked or what you did. And my little chubby baby is wanting to play with me now, so I'm gonna have to go. I will see you in the next video down below.